everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Jakel, the world's worst YouTuber. Today, I am reprising a video series that I had only done 3 episodes on, the first one being a 2-parter, and that is the How Dare You series. The first one is How Dare You Criticize My Favorite Band. The second one is How Dare You Criticize Hate Moshing. This one I want to do as a general commentary on hate comments. Maybe not hate comments, just general negative feedback that is negative just for the sake of being negative. And it has been since the second half of December 2018 since I have done one of these videos, because I haven't had a lot of feedback since. However, I am noticing that there is a lot of talk, maybe not necessarily on YouTube, but definitely on Twitter, where there are people talking about how it seems like the gravity of negative feedback is just heavier than ever. A lot of people feel like it's worse than ever, which is why I feel the need to bring this series back, if for nothing else than just this one more video. Because I feel like there's some interesting things that I could add, considering I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, many of which I'm going to reference in this video, that I can pull from and say, here's 1,000 examples. Okay, it's not literally 1,000, but I could if I wanted to. However, I'm going to include the most prevalent input given by other people that I feel helps the narrative, and I'm going to jump off of that as a springboard, if you will. Before we do that, if you are wondering what exactly I'm going to do here, usually I set up the scene and I give a little bit of exposition, and then I get into comments where I rip them apart, pick them apart, and explain why that comment is not just mean, but is stupid. There is a long-lost art known as responding to hate comments that I don't really see a lot anymore. And granted, I'm not going to say I get a whole hell of a lot of hate, especially lately I get a lot more positive feedback than I do negative. So I don't want to sit here and play the whole "oh poor me" card, certainly not. But I feel like those older videos where they were doing the reading hate comments, reading negative feedback types of videos, was sort of like putting them on a pedestal. It was just reading them and like, ha 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 ha, I'm laughing at it. Are you really? Maybe you are. Maybe you find some way to laugh at it, but that shit stings. Which is why I had the idea to, instead of reading a bunch of comments, take just a handful of them and rip them apart and risk looking like a condescending prick. That way people aren't thinking that they're going to get glorified for it. They're going to get talked down to. Because remember, here at Just Jakel is not where we spill the tea. It is where we sip the coffee. Man, I'm fucking addicted. Now the first other YouTuber that I'm going to reference here is Philip DeFranco, because on the Philip DeFranco show, he has recently addressed this in one of his segments. I'll put a link down below to the full video so you can see it for yourselves. But I had taken that segment, cut it down, sped it up for time, edited it a little bit, and this is what I have put in here. And I didn't change it up for my own narrative. I just picked the parts that I wanted to go off of and talk about.
Let's just jump into it. The first thing we're going to talk about today covers the topic of internet toxicity. Because in the past 24 hours, I've seen 2 notable people having notable problems with social media. For example, one, Billie Eilish, one of the most on-fire artists right now. Recently in an interview she said,
I stopped reading comments fully because it was ruining my life. Once again, just the internet, it's a bunch of trolls, you know? And it's like, the problem is a lot of it's really funny. I think that's the issue. That's why nobody really stops, because it's funny.
We also saw YouTube's own massive success, Shane Dawson, also sharing a moment, tweeting, "Hey Shane, why don't you post more? Why don't you upload more?" Well, this. You would think after 13 years on YouTube, comments wouldn't get to me, but damn, they still feel like the very first time. Sharing a screenshot of a comment reading, "I love Shane, but it's a damn shame to watch him putting all this weight back on while everyone around him laughs and enables it." You know, and following that, there's a massive wave of support, and it really made me think of a number of things, because one, this is not a necessarily unique situation. Pretty much anyone that is thrust in the limelight, they get this. But also, understand, I'm not saying that makes everything okay in any way. Also, two, as far as why this still happens, and if anything is more prevalent than ever, I think it's actually related to something Phineas said in that interview.
And I even think, like, just taking how I felt when I was younger, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like when you feel that you have no public voice, and somebody does have a public voice, it seems so immeasurable in the equality scale of whose voice is louder, and you feel like your voice is very quiet, even though on platforms like Twitter and Instagram, it can reach them directly. You know, so I think you might see someone who's like a famous celebrity, and you might think, sticks and stones, nothing I can say is going to actually be, potent to them. But it all is. It's all very equal online.
Three, I think it's important to echo a statement that Stephen Fry made today, responding to a video clip on Twitter of him talking about online interactions like this, and he said, I think another point is to imagine that the person you're tweeting about /2 might just be at the end of their tether at that moment. Your snide post, even if you didn't mean to be cruel, could be the thing that tips them into real misery. Worth considering that. Well, I think it's important to get that statement, that thought further out to more. I will add 4. One of the most freeing things in the world is realizing you cannot control other people's actions. You can only control how you react to others. And since I'm a cynic at heart, and I do not see a future where we all hold hands and sing kumbaya, I think it ultimately comes back to us making the choice to pull back from technology and social media when we realize that it's getting to a bad place. Because really, once the spotlight is on you, and this is a guarantee, if it doesn't happen initially, just give it time. People on social media will publicly validate all of the secret worst thoughts you've ever had about yourself. And that is really only the jumping off point. That's not even considering the harassment, the lies, you get the idea. Yeah, that's the story, some of my thoughts on it. I've been thinking about this. And actually, on that note, I'd love to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts about this whole situation?
So, there's a lot to unpack there. The first thing I want to mention is sort of what I already talked about, is like, in a way, hate comments were getting glorified and sort of put on a pedestal, which encouraged some of these people who just shit on people. It encouraged them to do more. And even people that meant well, that made them feel like they could be a funny little shitposty roaster, when really that doesn't convey over message or text. It doesn't. So, a lot of times people feel like they're being funny, and encouraging that kind of humor doesn't really help, which is sort of why I'm doing videos like this, or have done videos like this. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it, but that's neither here nor there right now. Also, would y'all stop acting like giving shit to people for being overweight is somehow caring? Don't get me wrong, there is an actual real health risk associated, several health risks, with being overweight. That is very real. But why are you... I love Shane, but seeing him gain so much weight... The man was already so self-conscious that he was wearing a fucking jacket the entire video that they're talking about, which is his most recent one, as of now, on the Shane Glossin video, where he brings the blinged up girl over to bling out his entire house. So if you haven't seen it, he's walking around, he's fanning himself all goddamn video, he's finding ways to cool himself off because he's already so fucking self-conscious that he's wearing a jacket in the California heat. Granted, it's the winter in California, but it's still like 60, 70 degrees over there. But I have seen so much shit thrown Shane's way, and granted, people have gripes and grievances, and that's fine. I'm not going to say that you're silly for having frustrations and complaints. But there are people that are literally sitting there saying like, oh, he's clearly on something. Then they go off to list all of the symptoms that they are noticing, and it's not the symptoms for drug abuse, it's the symptoms for major depressive disorder, which he fucking has. Like, people think like they know things, and they feel like they need to give information, but they are clearly unfucking informed. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, it seems like people don't realize that there is an actual person on the other end of the screen. You leave your comment, somebody is going to see it. Not some corporation, not some robot, but when it comes to people like YouTubers, independent creators, they are reading those comments. And people don't seem to realize that's the reality. It's just a comment. It's just something on which is what Phineas was saying. Nothing I can say, sticks and stones. But they're going to see it. We are going to see it. Like, it's not even just creators. It's people who are on Reddit and Facebook and fucking Twitter. Twitter is one of the worst, and Reddit is finding its way right up there with Twitter these days. And then, something that I felt was very important from Philly D's clip that I used was, Stephen Fry, what you say could tip somebody into utter misery. Everybody is fighting a battle, whether small or large, that you know nothing about. I am not looking for sympathy, but since I have started, and a little bit before since I started YouTube, something keeps happening in my life where I find myself in some kind of turmoil. I mentioned it in my previous video where sometimes I have to take breaks and I have to reevaluate myself, get my head on straight, due to mental health issues. Sometimes I need to step away and get my head in order, not just because I'm getting carried away, but because I need to take time for me and I need to put my mental health first. Because shit goes on in my life that you're probably never going to hear about because I don't want to turn my platform into a poor me fucking platform. That's not what this is, and I'm not trying to get sympathy now. I'm just saying, you never know what somebody is going through. You never know what their story is. You only know the few minutes that you are seeing on that screen. That's all you're seeing, and that's all you know. And now, I don't want to act like these big wigs are the only ones that are getting the brunt of it. I want to bring up somebody who is criminally underspoken of, and that is Destery, also known as Captain Des. Everybody who spends time on YouTube has heard or seen Destery. At this point, he's fucking YouTube royalty, and he's still making videos, and for some reason, since he's not in LA living the high life, he doesn't really get spoken of. But you know what? Destery is still senpai in my heart. Beside the point, he released a video recently about, what the hell was it? Him ranking his favorite Zelda games, and he shared tweets of comments and his sort of dialogue on those comments. Now, there was a lot of shit being thrown around in the comment section, which tends to happen, frankly. But he tweeted out and said, "Criticisms on my last video. Cut your hair. Your opinions are wrong. How dare you have an opinion? You didn't talk about every Zelda game, even though I clarified I wouldn't cover non-main console. Go back to making WTF news. Cool, sorry I want to have passion projects and work on something other than what I'm known for. My bad. Just joking, obviously. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want and be proud of everything I make, but to people being relentlessly rude for no reason, consider that this is someone's art. My content is my creative outlet. And I'm sharing this in this video because I feel the same way. Art is subjective, and it's not for everyone. What drives me nuts is when fans, viewers, and people in general think that they have the right to demand what people do. You know, let's not just talk about on YouTube. I made a video about it almost 2 years ago called My Beef with Star Wars Fanboys. In that video, I was really set in motion by the fact that I had heard the news that Kelly Marie Tran, who played the character Rose Tico in The Last Jedi, was bullied into deleting her Instagram account. There's so much wrong with that. She was harassed to the point where she shut down her social media. What the fuck is wrong with people? And it's all because she played a character that people didn't like in The Last Jedi, in a movie that a lot of people didn't like. I fucking love The Last Jedi, and I don't mind Rose as a character. I understand the complaints and grievances, but if you didn't like the character, it's not the actor or actress's fault. There are directors, writers, there are camera people, there are a laundry list of people between movie and character And I feel like the actor or actress is the last person to be frustrated with when a character they portrayed does not suit what you wanted. And that same attitude comes to YouTube all the time. Stick to what the fuck news. Do you even know what he was doing before? Do you know anything about the kind of joy that this man has brought people? He is one of the reasons that I have come to YouTube. Some of my videos have been greatly inspired by him. I even did a really shitty attempt at making a video like his, which instead of IDEK, blah blah blah, I made IDGAF 11.24. It was awful, it was fucking cringy, but I made my attempt, goddammit. And even if you don't like him, that doesn't mean, oh, stick to what the fuck news. Get over yourself. I want to echo the opinion that Philip DeFranco shared a few minutes ago in my video, that I don't think everybody's going to get along perfectly well. Nobody's going to be sitting around singing Kumbaya. Well, not everybody. Some people are certainly probably. Negative bullshit has been on the internet since its inception. People throw shade and talk shit in every corner, and there's never going to be getting away from it. However, when you're just being shitposty and trolly, that's one thing. But when you're just being a straight up fucking asshole, and I feel like there's more of that, that actual, like, pissed off, clearly something's going on in their life, so they're taking it out on this, whatever this is. And that's not always the case, but a lot of times it definitely comes off that way. They've got some shit they need to get out, so you're the target now. Not every time. Sometimes that does definitely look like what it is. Now, I feel like I have good and well set the stage to show kind of where I'm coming from and how I see this world of negative toxicity. We're never going to get completely away from it, but there does seem to be an intensity of personally targeted comments. Not just assholes being assholes, but people trying to deal damage. So, let's get into some of my comments now that I've done rambled on long enough. Now, just to prove that YouTube isn't the only place I'm talking about, I want to go to a post that I had made in Reddit. Now, another one of those small YouTube channel subreddits, I had posted, "The future of metal, Metalhead reacts to Scarlord, lies you tell." Because of this interaction, I had changed the title of that. I called myself a metalhead in the title. So this person feels the need to say, a metalhead who talks with jazz hands and dyes his hair red? Okay. I have been a metalhead for many fucking moons. This person sees a post and watches maybe the whole video, but all they're seeing at most is that 20 minutes of video and want to go ahead and assume that they know without a doubt that I'm not a metalhead. Are metalheads not allowed to dye their hair? Okay, let's just assume that it was clickbait. It was a little bit clickbaity. That way people who listen to Scarlord are like, oh, what does a metalhead have to say about it? And aside, if you don't think that I'm a metalhead, that doesn't mean that I lack knowledge to give good commentary and open up decent dialogue with one of my videos. That just drives me nuts. I made a whole entire video called Am I Metal Enough? A Critical Analysis. Basically where I say metal elitism is fucking stupid and thoughts like that are exactly why more people aren't metalheads. Because as soon as somebody's like, oh hey, I want to listen to metal, they get into metal and they start coming into the community and it's like, you're not metal, what the fuck are you doing? Wearing Nikes? Where's your battle vest? Oh, those are the patches of people you listen to? You listen to shit music, bro. You're not a fucking metalhead. You don't listen to real metal. And that is what happens when people come to the metal community. And people are like, oh, why don't Grammys cover metal music? Because y'all are a bunch of assholes and more people don't listen because you're guarding the fucking doors. God damn it. And beside the point, even if you don't listen to metal, everybody's heard somebody scream, Slayer! Or fucking Slayer! And that is like the pinnacle of metalheadness, is just to be a Slayer fan. Maybe I'm really not a metalhead because I don't care for Slayer. But regardless, I respect them. They do have good music. It's just not my ultimate fancy. That being said, I don't give a fuck if you don't think I look metal, because this is a picture of Tom Araya, the vocalist and rhythm guitarist of Slayer, wearing a fucking SpongeBob t-shirt. I do not care if you think I don't look like a metalhead when one of the chieftains of metal is wearing a goddamn SpongeBob t-shirt. And who says that a metalhead is not allowed to talk with jazz hands? What, am I supposed to just sit here like, hey guys, fucking metal, Slayer, drink more beer, let's listen to some music? I'm a little bit more expressive than that. And if that makes me come off as less metal, then maybe I am not the problem. Now, this next one is probably the last one I'm going to do. And it's really the comment that set me off to go into this tirade. If one of the comments is a target, this is it. And it's a whole interaction between me and somebody who decided to say something on a video that was 20-some minutes, 28 minutes? 28 minutes long. And they felt like saying something and criticizing me after only watching 7.5 minutes of it. Let's see what that's about. And real quick, before I start getting into this, I don't want to seem like I know this person, because I don't. I know this little interaction. So I am going to be rating and critiquing the interaction, not the person. They might be a very lovely person. Their comment may have been well intended. What I'm bothered by is the delivery in which they decided to give it. Now let's see, let's take a look-see-poopsie over here. So, here is the video I'm talking about, and it is in the retaliation somebody roasted my channel, which is, from the point of me filming this, the most recent video that I had put up. So, after just a couple of days of being up, somebody felt the need to comment and say something that I felt was really frustrating. Let's get into it. Grown past 100 subs in 2 years. I got to point out where you mentioned being far too lazy to edit something into your video and had to stop. The come up is absolutely not the time to be lazy, no matter which career path you've chosen. Lay off the shit and invest some real time and capital into your videos if this is what you want to do. Seriously, get a half-decent camera and mic and go all in. Half-assing anything will not get you to the top. Let's see real quick where they stopped. Where is it? I said it was around 7... there it was. About 7.5 minutes. So, okay. Simple math, then yes. 2020 minus 2017 does equal 3. You know, I had intended to add an image of Ray William Johnson just for the sake of an equals 3 joke, but I'm far too lazy for that. Then from about... Is it not clear that that was a joke? With over 20 minutes left is when they decide that they want to give me a whole bunch of nuggets of wisdom which I took to be in a very rude manner, and even if it wasn't, even if they were trying to be nice, if they had watched the rest of the video, I would have said everything that they said. Primarily, this right here is the main thing that they missed. Let's take a look. My new editing software. My new better camera. Oh, what's that? My ring light. Let's not overlook my software for reaction videos or any of my internet adventures, so I can have the picture-in-picture face cam. And if you ever wonder why I wear my headphones all the time when recording, it's because, well, there it is. There's a microphone, which doesn't seem like it does a lot. You wouldn't think anyhow, but it really does improve the sound quality. Moral of the story, I already have upgraded. And granted, it's not top-line shit, and I still have yet to get a legitimate microphone. However, I have been shopping around, and I have picked out the microphone I'm going to get. I just need to wait until I have 30 to 50 bucks in order to get the goddamn thing. Would I like to get popular or maybe even famous? That'd be fucking wonderful. I would love to make money doing something that I love, which is making videos. But let's be clear, anything about, oh, I'm gonna be famous too, is just me talking out my ass. I love making videos. I love pushing myself to better my art, which videos I am considering art. And I love entertaining you guys. I love being able to offer some form of entertainment so people feel like they're not alone. Or maybe it's not that they feel like they're not alone. Maybe it's just enough of a distraction for 15 minutes so that person is not feeling so bad about the things going on in their own lives. If I can offer that to anybody, I don't need to be famous off of that. That is all of the justification that I need to keep making videos. However, this person said, if this is the career path you've chosen, lay off and invest some real capital. If that is the objective, yes, they are absolutely correct. But I have begun the process of upgrading something they would have fucking realized had they watched the whole goddamn video. Alright. Getting carried away, getting worked up. Let's get back to this comment. I disliked the fuck out of that, and then I proceeded to respond. Thank you for taking a joke far too seriously. I'm really glad you didn't watch the rest where I talk more about that aspect and still felt the need to talk down to me. That's a real charming thing to do. I'm having fun and enjoying myself. Rule number 1, if I am not enjoying it, I am not gonna fucking do it. I don't want to just crank out crap unless I'm having fun. Any video that is still a crap video, I at least had fun doing it. I'm having fun and enjoying myself. If I take it too seriously, it won't be fun anymore. If I take it too seriously, I am not going to even want to make a video. And if that means I won't get famous, then so be it. If sounding cynical and taking bad jokes too seriously is how I'm going to make it big, then I don't want to. If the day comes where my channel is no longer me having fun, me expressing myself, my opinions, my art, anything, whatever you have, the day that I stop enjoying it is the day that I might as well fucking quit. And if that means that the way I'm having fun is not going to bring me money, so be it. If anything, it just means my channel isn't for you. I'm not going on further to explain or justify myself. That part was a joke. Maybe it was a bad one, but if you're not even going to watch the whole damn thing, then why bother saying something? And then that person goes on to say, trying to give constructive criticism, but from your reply, I see that's not something you're interested in. You did not come across as constructive criticism. If anything, the entire problem was that you opened up by saying, no wonder your channel hasn't grown past 100 subs in 2 years. Already, that is coming off as being condescending, talking down to me, and just being an asshole. Maybe that wasn't your intent, but maybe you should phrase yourself just a little bit better so I'm not instantly on the defensive. And that goes in with the whole entire idea that creators aren't going to clap back. And I don't think I clapped back per se. I think what I did was stand my ground and say, then watch the whole fucking video or go away. I don't think I was rude or mean. I think I was just completely fucking done with whatever the hell I had just read. Trying to give some constructive criticism, but from your reply I can see you're not interested in it. I'm going to segue there for a second. So, let's just say, I already believe that this video is long and boring. It's got good information, but I do not present it in a very entertaining way. We see this how I am the only like on this video, and there are 4 dislikes. I'm already aware that this video isn't up to snuff. So, somebody came along and said something recently. I will always encourage people to become a content maker, finding out what your thing is. At this moment, you aren't a good storyteller. Needs a lot of practice. Seems you are trying to play a role in a bad way. Sorry. Watch other channels and see what they do. Practice will help. Keep on trying and improving, mate. Good luck with the channel. That is constructive criticism. That is how you do it. Whatever the fuck that other person was doing was condescending as hell. In the very least, that's how it came across. And if you don't want to come across as condescending, take care into the way that you are phrasing yourself. That is constructive criticism. He was not nice on this video, but he didn't make me feel bad about it. He gave pointers, he gave suggestions, he didn't just say, this sucks. And I even go on to say, what was my reaction to it? I appreciate the feedback. Yes, I was trying to play a role. I was trying to do the paranormal TV host trope. This was also over a year ago, and I have found that your advice works. I have come along quite a bit, but since this video was uploaded, basically I'm better than this now. I am open to constructive criticism. I did not see your comment as constructive. Alright, where were we? See, that's not something you're interested in. You seem like you're always going to have an excuse rather than working on yourself or your craft. On what basis do you have to assume these things? Again, if he, she, whoever, if they would have watched the rest of the video, they would have been greatly informed on everything that they're saying on yourself or your craft. You won't see me around again with an attitude like yours. If you can't handle the clapback, don't clap in the first place. I know I'll never see you on the trending page. Did I say I wanted to be trending? There are plenty of successful creators that I personally follow that are fantastic. They make a living off of it and have never been on the trending page. But maybe you'll be my waiter someday if I come by the restaurant you're destined to work at. Okay. First of all, there's nothing wrong with being a waiter. I had been a waiter before, and it was grueling work, catering to a bunch of snobby pricks, but there's nothing wrong with it. Why is being a server seen as such lowbrow form of income? It's really not. What I am getting here is that They did not expect me to actually say something and let them know that they were coming off as being a dick. And because I said something to them means I'm destined to never wind up on the trending page. Good God! Anyhow, moving on. What did I say in return? My problem is that you didn't even watch the whole video and felt the need to say something. Constructive criticism is one thing which I am open to. However, I feel your opinion on the matter is ill-informed and lacks crucial information. Information I feel you would have been given if you had watched the whole video. And if bad jokes isn't something you're in for, then I don't think you'd enjoy the rest of the video anyhow. Why can't we... This is important. Why can't we all just sit back and enjoy something or click away when we don't? Why do we always have to say something when we dislike something? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about people who are actually shitty or people that are actually shitty people. I'm not talking about the J Stations or the Onisions of the world or the people who are negatively influencing children such as the Paul brothers. I am none of those people, I don't think, last I checked. So no, I'm not talking about people that are actually negatively impacting the platform or their viewers. If you don't like my video or any of my channel, then fine, I'm not going to be upset about it. If you think I won't get anywhere, you could be right. I may never break 100. That's completely a possibility. You could be right, but I'm not waiting around until I upgrade to make videos. Upgrades I have already begun working on and incorporate. I meant to say incorporating. Not everybody can afford to make full-blown studio right away. Some of us have to buy things slowly and work our way up. Actually, most YouTubers do. You got all upset over a bad joke and tried to veil condescension as constructive criticism. No wonder you haven't broken 100. It's not constructive criticism, it's being rude. Regardless, I'm sorry you feel the way that you do. Have a good rest of your evening, sir or madam. If you want to be a YouTuber, do it! Don't wait around to get good equipment. Just do it. And for the longest time, I was just doing it with a shitty phone as my camera, and they were craptastic videos. I'm not going to say they were good. Some of them were good. Some of them were really great for the shitty equipment that I had. It doesn't mean I'm not progressing. Look at any of my old videos compared to my latest videos. I don't want to sit here and just champion myself. My point is, this person and people that make comments like these overlook crucial evidence and are ill-informed when they say certain things. You know, I've already stolen a clip from Gus Johnon on one of his videos. What was it? How to become a good YouTuber, I think? Something like that. I'll put the link in the description. Let's take a look at that.
One of the biggest problems that I see people make is they get the idea that they want to start making YouTube videos and they rush out and they spend tons and tons of money on stupid shit that they don't need. They spend money on cameras, lights, good microphones and stuff. They don't even have a channel name. They have no idea what they're going to make yet. But so many people equate success and good ideas with having the right gear. That is the stupidest fucking thing you could do. For years, I shot all of my videos on a Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. The frame rate was terrible. Half the time the audio only went to the left side of the speaker. There was blue dots on the screen. You could have some of the worst gear in the world, and if you have a creative enough idea, then you can find out a way to make it work.
Now, somebody could definitely argue and say that I personally had shitty equipment but didn't have good ideas. Sometimes, most of the time in my earlier career, definitely accurate. But that doesn't mean that I should stop. And if you are somebody who is a small-time creator and you are having similar issues, it doesn't mean you should stop. There are sometimes very certain and very real limitations that people have. That doesn't mean that you should stop yourself before even giving yourself a decent chance. Also, why am I going to spend thousands of dollars on equipment if I don't even know if this is going to work out? I've already dropped probably $2,000 on equipment for this. This camera that I'm filming on, probably about $100. Not super top line quality, but if I'm under 100 subs, under 1,000, under 10,000, why am I going to spend $200 to $300 on a fucking DSLR camera? I had a lamp before I had a ring light, but I still worked with what I had. And if you watch any of my older videos, I am constantly bitching about my lighting. I got my own laptop so I could make better videos, and that way I wasn't hogging up my fiance's laptop. But I still didn't let any of those things stop me. I started bringing more better things in. I want you to also understand that watching this. There is nothing stopping you from starting somewhere. And even if I don't make it big, I'm going to keep making videos. I love making videos. I am not in it to get famous. I am doing it because it is something that I love, and I feel like I have something to offer people who are out there. Point being, money and fame is not the point. I believe in myself, and that at some point I will be able to get to that point. But even if I don't, I am fine just making videos without the clout. I'm fine with that. It would suck, but it's not going to change what I'm doing. Even though this person was clapping back and being rude, and I literally perceived this, and I could be wrong, but the way that I'm picking up on this is that they were rudely giving what they've considered to be constructive criticism. And then as soon as I said something like, oh, well, I'm going to take my services somewhere else, you are completely free to do so. That is the thing. I am here to do videos because I love to do them. I am going to make content that I want to make. If you are one of the 5 to 10 people that genuinely like what I have to say and what I put out and the content that I create, I am very grateful for you. I am very grateful that you come here to watch my stuff, and every minute counts. Even the people who don't like my stuff. Every minute counts, and I am grateful for those minutes. But this is my channel. Shane Dawson's channel is Shane Dawson's channel. Destery's channel is Destery's channel. We as creators have the ability to sit and have fun and do something that we want to do. And yes, generally there are ways that we should show our viewers that we appreciate them. I would love to hear back from you guys so I can show you a better way that I am grateful for you. Definitely open. If you have a suggestion, I am open to it. But I'm not about to dance around and do the fucking waltz just to please people. At the end of the day, something that I learned from being a general manager at a Motel 6, having to worry about reviews, I learned that for every one negative comment, there are 10 unspoken positive thoughts. By that logic, I have much more positive feedback than I have negative. I don't want to blanket this and say, oh, poor me, poor me. But sometimes the comments that people leave are just ridiculous. There is no way that we're going to completely end negative comments. They're always going to be there. It's never going to go away. However, if there is something that you as a watcher or another creator wants to do about this, I highly recommend that you do not fight these people in the comments, because that's only generating more negative feedback. Now people are warring in the comments section, people are bitching at each other, and it's just a toxic environment. That is not going to help. What could help is whenever you see something that you like, comment. Like, comment. Say, hey, this was really cool. You don't need to critique it. You just need to say, hey, this was really cool. Oh, hey, I really enjoyed this one. Or just, this was good. Make more like this. Or just something. Just something. If you like it, just say something. And hell, I'm not trying to say it just for me. There are plenty of other creators out there that would love to hear positive feedback. So if there is something you want to do to make a difference, I believe that would make a huge difference, is just give positive feedback. Ignore the negative people, ignore the negative comments, don't go to bat for people, don't white knight for people. All I'm asking is that you give positive comments. If you really like something, share it. If you really like something, like it. And if you like multiple of somebody's videos and you aren't subscribed, subscribe to them. It doesn't take a whole hell of a lot. And that is how we combat the negative, is to spread even more positive. I really don't know how to conclude this. I really don't know what positive message to leave this off on, other than spread more positivity in people's comments section, and don't fight negative comments. It's only going to create more toxicity. Also, if you are a small-time creator, don't give up. Keep going. And for the love of everything, love it because you love it. Do it because you love to do it. Don't make videos or other kinds of content to get famous, but if you have good work and you have good content, whether that be music, painting, drawing, anything, if you think you have good stuff, put it out there. Build yourself up, practice your art, and what I consider to be my shitty videos was that, me practicing and building myself up. And I am where I am at now because I didn't give up. And I'm not going to say where I'm at now because the numbers aren't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is my sense of pride and accomplishment for what I've been able to achieve, especially in the short amount of time that I've given myself since my soft reboot back in October. That's when my channel, I feel, took a serious shift. That is the feeling that helps me feel proud of myself, and any positive feedback helps me to feel like it's not for nothing. If there is one video that I feel that I have that proves that I have always sort of had what it takes, if you will, is my video, my first real taste of pride that I still consider to be one of my favorites, is Internet Comment Etiquette, a Dedicated Student, where I took the time to emulate internet comment etiquette. And it's still not great, but considering the crappy equipment that I have, I think I did really fucking well to emulate one of Eric's comment etiquette videos. In that video, I had a sort of interaction with myself where I'm talking to myself. Yes, a little schizophrenic, I know, but it was two different versions of me, and one version was supposed to embody the self-doubt that I still deal with to this day. So I'm going to play out that video, that clip real quick, and just say that's really kind of how I still feel. They'll see your channel, and you'll be lamb to the slaughter! You know what? No. It's about time I made something of myself. It's about time I actually did something and put myself out there. Don't you think it's about time that I showed the world what I'm capable of? I'm a fucking loser, a nobody, and this platform helps push me, helps me demonstrate all of my skills at once, albeit usually with different videos, but I can get myself out there. So you know what? I'm going for it. I'm gonna do it. So what if I wind up looking like a pandering asshole? You know what some people call that? Ingenuity. Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of going nowhere with my life. Don't you think it's about time that I owed that to myself? So what if I get shitposted and trolled? What if I crash and burn? At least I can say that I tried. At least I can say I went down swinging and that I tried. I fucking tried! Wow, nice soapbox there, thick boy. Thank you. That means a lot coming from myself. This is probably going to be the last How Dare You video I do. I don't know, maybe it'll come back up again. I can't say anything. But I have definitely gotten too caught up in the numbers, and I have definitely gotten too worked up by my own head. Who knows? But I have definitely stressed too much about this, so I am going to take a short break. When I come back, I'm going to start a new chapter, and by that I mean I have documented all of my videos by chapter. Got chapter 1 through 7. When I come back, we're going to start 8. Going to start it fresh with a new orc log, tell you what I plan on doing, what to expect, sort of how my life is going, which is what I want the orc logs to be. Little update vlogs for the 5 invested subscribers that I have. But I'm going to take a short break. Because I'm under 100. It's not worth the stress. I don't want to be rude and mean and anxious and nitpicking and all of this shit. That's why I don't like doing roast videos. That's why I don't often do commentary style videos. I want to spread positivity and have fun. And I hope that in the very least this video was entertaining and I could help you walk away with a positive message, which is fight negativity and toxicity with positivity. Also, follow your dreams and make sure to have fun. Because fun is the best thing that you can have when pursuing your dreams. When it's no longer fun, it fucking sucks. And I'm not having fun right now. So I'm taking a break. Not a long one. I don't know how long it's going to be. But a short break. 1 or 2 weeks. Not sure yet. We'll see. Until next time, much love. Peace out. Namaste. And goodbye.